open public meeting statement, please.
This meeting is called pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Law. This meeting of March 20th, 2018 was included in a notice sent to newspapers of record and posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building. It has remained continuously posted as the required notices under the statute. In addition, a copy of this notice has been available to the public and is on file in the office of the municipal clerk.
Folks, before we do the invocation and the flag salute, I would ask that when we do, we could take a moment of silence for Phillipsburg employee Paul Smith, whose family had suffered two losses this week with both his uncle and his sister. Just to let Paul know that we're thinking of him. I'd also like to ask that we pray for the successful healing of the two young victims from this morning's tragedy at the Great Mills High School in Maryland. So if we wouldn't mind rising for the invocation of the flag salute.
Lord, we are meeting today to conduct matters of business, guide our hearts and our minds in the spirit of fairness, right thought, and speech. God bless the town of Phillipsburg, the state of New Jersey, and the United States of America. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I was thinking that'd be roll call vote.
Council President Fulper.
Here.
Council Vice President DeGirolamo.
Here.
Councilman Davis. Councilman Lutz.
Here.
Councilman McVeigh.
Here. Okay. Take a look through the bills list.
Current fund, $84,498.10. State federal grants, $1,549.36. Capital fund, $192,307.85. Sewage utility fund, $9,189.11. Sewage capital fund, $9,259.72. Section 8, $122. Agency fund, $261.40. Regular bill list for March 20th, $297,187.54. Section 8 rent payments for the month of March is $142,072. The prepaid bill list, current fund, $120. State and federal grants, $37,500. Agency fund, $150,867.68 for a prepaid bill list of $188,487.68. Grand total of all funds, $627,747.22.
Excellent. Do we have a motion to accept the bill list?
I'll motion.
I'll second.
Discussion.
Otis elevator for $8,028.40 of my calculation on the papers, it says from 10/17 to 10/18. Why are we getting the bill now when we don't even use the elevator? We're not supposed to be using the elevator. Mayor?
Yes, Mark, that is something that the Department of Community Affairs required us to keep that inspection up. As long as it's operating in the building, and from time to time, I guess we have to go down into the basement for different things, servicing the heating units and stuff like that. They would not let us not inspect the elevator.
Okay. And I thought from when I first came on council, all council members decided to go local for contractors to do repairs for the town of Phillipsburg. And Casey Church Contracting keeps on coming up, and he's not from town. I just can't understand why his name keeps coming up to fix the gutters on a municipal building on Fillmore Street. I don't imagine we have local contractors that can do the same exact thing. That's all I have to say about that. That's all I have, thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Vice President DeGirolamo.
Bill 72258, relocation of the control stations. Is that for the police communications?
Yes.
Where have they been relocated to?
That's a good question. Mayor?
Yeah, it was just preliminary engineering. Maybe Stan could help out. This was about the move to the Army, correct? The
No.
communication towers.
It says natural systems utilities, relocate control stations.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, the
This is-
sewer?
Yeah, I didn't hear the first part of it. This is the sewage treatment plant. Those
Okay.
were deteriorated and beyond repair, so they had to be replaced. That comes out of the
sewer
fund.
capital?
Yeah, sewer capital,
Okay.
which is adequately funded.
Okay, that's all I have.
Okay. Councilman McVeigh?
Check number 72279, mileage for classes, $234.44. If that's for gas, I have two questions. Where were the classes at? Being that's absorbing amount of money for gas, in addition to, I know we had the bill recently for the 9 set of keys. Why wasn't it was stated that the Durango was used for community purposes or for staff purposes. Why wasn't that vehicle and town gas used instead of getting a separate bill out for that class? So, either one.
Let me get back to you, Councilman, and that I really can't answer that question right now.
I would encourage that if we do have the vehicle,
The vehicle is available. So that was mileage, right?
yes, at
I'll get you an answer.
that would, yeah, because it would be at high for gas, yeah.
Invitation at the IRS radio.
Right.
So awaiting the mayor's communications, we will go ahead and move to table check number 72279.
Yes, please.
Okay.
I'm going to need a second.
Second.
Councilman, did you have
Any
anything?
others? Oh, no, I think you want to discuss that one, I'm sorry. No, I'm good.
Councilman Davis?
I'm good, thank you.
Excellent. I don't have anything, so we can move to,
We can vote on the motion to remove that check.
okay, so we will go ahead and vote, roll call, Vicky, to remove check number 72279, or table it until the next meeting. Roll call vote.
Councilman Litz?
Yes.
Councilman McVeigh?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Council Vice President DeGirolamo?
Yes.
Council President Phillipsburg?
Yes. And now we'll do roll call on those lists.
Councilman Litz?
Yes.
Councilman McVeigh?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Council Vice President DeGirolamo?
Yes.
Council President Phillipsburg?
Yes. Moving forward, we can go ahead with public comment on agenda items. If you wish to speak, go ahead and take the podium, and I'd appreciate if you state your name and address for the record and make sure that the microphone is on. And folks, we do have a packed house, so we are going to keep it to a 5-minute limit.
Agenda Municipal Budget 2018-66. In light of the inspections report, who needs 2.5 more people to keep up? The McVeigh motion for a code inspector that needs 1 person. The council moving 2 chores to the clerk who is already overburdened needing 1 person. The landlord tenant calling for universal yearly inspections needing 2.5 people. This is an increase of $900,000 roughly in personnel costs. If you use a base of 11 million, which is really from 2 years ago, that's an 8% increase. At 17 million, it's still under the state law at 5% with the extension.
If you
I
don't
just
mind,
want to make sure you know what's in there.
Joe, what scale are you using to come up with the $900,000?
I'm using 100,000 for professional help.
Well, we're not paying everybody $100,000, so
Well, if you're paying 80, it costs you 100, but
I don't think we're going that far either, but thank
that's the base I was using, it was 100.
you. Okay, no, I was just curious, thank you. Scared me a little bit. Thought maybe you had a conversation with Mr. Merlo that I did not.
Oh, no.
Thank you.
I use it from police costs.
Well-
It costs about $100.
Thanks. Do we have anyone else with public comment? Please come to the voting, state your name, address for the record.
Is it, though? Is it in your budget? It is.
I'll explain.
Good evening, Jim Kleiner, 318 Ohio Avenue. I'm here tonight, I would like to just thank the council for considering resolutions 2018-64 and 2018-65, reappointing the municipal clerk and the deputy clerk. To me, it validates and recognizes the commitment, dedication, hard work, and tireless efforts of this office and all of its staff. As each of you vote on this resolution tonight, I ask that you vote with consideration to the residents of the town and the important function that this office and its staff brings to its day-to-day operation. I don't need to stand here and cheerlead for them. I believe actions speak louder than words. And it's pretty obvious that this office and its staff is an important spoke in the wheel that will keep Phillipsburg moving forward. I believe anything less than a 5-0 vote tonight for both of these resolutions, it would be a great disservice to the town and its residents. This office, as with many others, is a valuable resource and a staple of the community, and will continue to be, regardless of who may be sitting up here or who may be in office. On a more personal note, I would like to thank the entire council for the overwhelming support, respect shown to not only the clerk's office, but to my wife, Vicki. Unfortunately, I've witnessed, with frustration, the marginalizing and dismissive behavior of this current administration, and its attempts to ostracize, professionally disrespect, humiliate, and the list goes on and on. But I choose not to digress any further with the hope of moving forward. And I'm glad you're here tonight, Mr. Mayor. It is, in the last few months, my family and I have gotten back the strong, confident, and passionate person that I married over 30 years ago. She no longer cries night after night, wondering what she's doing wrong to promote this type of behavior towards her. You have given her the support to work through it, and no doubt will she continue as she has to give you everything she has, and this time. Which, by the way, she considers this position an honor to serve. Regardless of how it ends up, I close with a simple thank you, sincerely.
Mr. Timmons, say your name and address for the record, please.
Yes, Bill Timmon, 230 South Main Street. Ordinance 2018-06, I hope you adopt with no qualms or questions, and don't vote on ordinance 2018-06A because of certain potential conditions and additional costs and inconvenience it would cause the citizens of the town of Phillipsburg. Other than that, I will also back Mr. Kleiner's statements. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Timmons. Mr. Boyce.
Hopefully I'm doing this right. Dan Boyce, 244 Irwin Street.
Yes, sir.
This is concerning the ethics ordinance. Is now the time to speak?
Yes, sir.
I think this is of the utmost importance for the town. As I said one time before, and as obviously you know, I had pushed and was dealing behind the scenes to bring an industry into town. That industry happened to be Wakefern, and a part of Wakefern. Every time an important question came up, we couldn't get an answer for it because there was so much negativity going on, so many lies that had to be dealt with constantly, that they decided to go across the river. So not only did the town lose, but the state lost as well. I'm still talking to them about possibly bringing a smaller park here, but who knows what that's going to do. I think it's really important that we stop. I know there's some people here that don't want to see any industry, they don't want to see businesses, they want to see, I don't know what they want to see, but I know they don't want to see that. And I don't know how we're supposed to function as a town without anything like that. You're not just going to function, it's not Hooterville. You know, another thing is in ethics, very important. If ethics were in place all around, it could have eliminated like some of these school shootings and things. Hopefully it's not coming into this town, anything like that. But we need strong moral guidance like that to prevent things like this from happening. And personally, I think it is of the importance that if any of you don't go for it, I will do everything in my power to see that you don't get reelected to anything you run for again. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Ms. Paulus, state your name and address for the record, please.
Melissa Paulus, 26A Glen Avenue. I also feel the same way about the clerk's office. I do believe that the clerk should be reappointed. I've had a lot of dealings with her over the last year, and I have to say that if she gets cooperation, she's able to do her job. And from what I have been experiencing, she's not getting the support that she needs. Most recently, I submitted an Oprah request dated February 14th. I received her documents. I did not receive the mayor's documents. As Mr. Davis or Councilman Davis, excuse me, had stated previously, well, you can file a complaint with the Government Records Council. Well, that falls back then on the clerk as the custodian of records, and she is not the one that's not giving me the records that I've requested. It's actually the mayor that has not provided the documents to her, and from what I understand, he is very well aware of my request, as he has requested he be notified of all of my requests that I make. Now, I don't know why I'm being singled out, but whatever. I'd like to know when I can expect to receive those documents. They're well overdue.
You said you made that request on February 14th?
Correct.
And the only one that you haven't received was the mayor's office?
Correct.
I would have known that there were documents due, you would have had the documents. I was aware of Oprah requests for emails. That's the only Oprah request I was aware of.
Memos, emails, text messages, private messages, social media messaging, Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, to and from Mayor Ellis regarding any town business, employee related and relative to the governing body. Includes department heads, employees, governing body, attorneys, Wenner, Troxel, Mandry. And of course, with the exclusion of any that have already been designated as attorney-client privilege for the time period of November 1st to the present date of February 14th. Ms. Kleiner did say that she did show you that over request, as you have previously requested that you see all of my Oprah requests.
I'm sorry, that is not true, Ms. Foss. I did not ever request to see all of your Oprah.
And you're saying that you never saw this?
I did not. But
Okay.
I will look into it tomorrow, and I will get back either to Vicki or you, whoever you choose, and find out the status of these Oprah requests. The only Oprah request that I was informed about were emails, and it was a month or so ago, and I thought it was completed.
That you had provided those emails to her.
Well, my secretary provided those emails, I would believe. I would have to ask the clerk. Vicki, did she give you the emails that Melissa Paulus requested?
That was, the emails I received was for a different Oprah.
Well, that's the only Oprah I know about, but if there are other Oprahs, I have no problem whatsoever providing that
Okay,
information.
thank you very much. And I'd like to also address why the mayor is not returning the emails that I have sent directly to him requesting meetings or updates as to the status at town halls.
It's a matter of time. And if, I'll bring your name up to the top of my email list tomorrow and do the best I can to answer them. But if you saw the amount of emails I got in one day, you can just...
Well, I had emailed you back February 13th asking to the status of the town hall meetings. You had replied that you would be scheduling those town hall meetings by the end of the week.
I did see those emails. And for one reason or another, it got pushed back. But again, if you were in my shoes on a day-to-day basis, you might understand a little better. But I will do my best tomorrow to respond to each and every email.
I'd appreciate that.
No
This is
problem.
long overdue, and I feel as a resident and a taxpayer of this town, I think it is your duty to reply to these inquiries, questions, concerns, anything to that status. Otherwise, as I've stated to the council previously, that I really do feel that you're not doing your job. And I have requested they decrease your salary for lack of performing their job duties.
I would like to say, I don't think you know what I do.
No, I really don't know what you do.
There isn't a waking...
No one here knows what you do.
There isn't.
You don't show up when you do.
Okay, guys. Ms. Paulus, you're reaching your 15-second mark.
Okay.
Thank you. Good evening, sir.
Also in the Bell River Shad Business Association. I read your final reading here. Nowhere does it mention about senior citizen pass, disabled veterans pass, or veterans pass. Is this going to be your final reading without the exemptions for those people I just mentioned?
Absolutely. We were supposed to have the senior citizen and the veterans.
We had that, no, we adopted, well, not onto my notes, circulated.
We do have in the current ordinance a 15% discount that applies to any permit for all those categories. It's an existing ordinance, so that discount would fall into all of these.
Right, but we had agreed that they would be, the veterans and the seniors would be free.
Yes, you did. 3 times now.
That wasn't put in the news. Because I raised the concern about exempting certain classes of people wholly from the requirements. So what we did at first reading, last meeting. What we did at the first reading, the last meeting, was to adopt, I believe, 5 amendments to the existing ordinance that was presented. And that version is what's before the council tonight, as well as.
You're not exempting veterans, disabled veterans, or senior citizens. They're still paying.
That was not.
After 10 months, and this is the best you can come up with.
That was not what was adopted at the last meeting. It was not part of the amendments adopted by the council.
We discussed it since last June, sir. 3 times.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying that was not what was adopted at the last meeting.
I know it wasn't adopted. You gotta keep that, having revisions.
I still want to research. My understanding, so everyone knows, was what was adopted at the last meeting was the final version as it stands now to get the ball moving, and we're going to explore options regarding other exemptions, as mentioned, senior citizens and veterans. But I did raise a concern, and I raised a concern not only with the veterans and senior citizens, but also as related to shad fishermen in general, giving a wholesale exemption for parking in the Riverside Way lot, which is why the version that's in front of you tonight calls out a special event permit, or seasonal permit is what we classify it as, and $25 for residents of the town, $35 for non-residents of the town of Phillipsburg from April 1 to November 1 to be able to utilize the Riverside Way parking lot. So everything was adopted at the last meeting is what's before you. And that doesn't mean the council can't subsequently amend the ordinance to address those concerns or those
But
requests.
this is the final reading, right?
Yeah, but it can always be amended afterwards.
But then you're saying that seniors, veterans, and the elderly, disabled are going to be paying a fee.
No, there's already a discount in the town, there's already a discount in the town code.
Discount, that means you're still paying.
Yes, yes.
Sir, to be quite honest with you, although I disagree, my colleagues are in support of it. And in the best interest of passing this ordinance this evening, we do need the 4 votes to get this through. I understand, and if it were up to me, I'd put it in there right now. Unfortunately, I have to support my colleagues as well.
What about the people who serve your country, pal?
Sir, I can tell you that I fully do support our veterans.
That's a shame. You people don't realize what you're losing in this town. Don't laugh, sir. I'm serious. Sir.
I understand, but before we get too far,
Yes.
I understand. We need to keep a strict decorum, and I understand, and trust me, this panel absolutely does support our veterans 110%.
I'm not saying you don't. That was his statement, not my statement.
No, I understand. I do.
There is an efficient tournament in this country that brings in $10,000, $15,000. You realize, for a tournament, 4-day tournament, you realize how many people are going to be coming to this city?
Sure, the tournaments are excluded, though. They are free. The Shad tournament, that tournament?
Yeah, 4 days.
Yeah, that's free. That's free for everyone. Yep, that's in the ordinance. Absolutely.
But the rest of the time, everybody pays.
Well, there's a seasonal permit. There was a seasonal permit that Council, Vice President DiGirolamo and Councilman Lutz had proposed at the last meeting and that we had agreed upon, which was, I believe $25 for Phillipsburg residents and $35 for non-Phillipsburg residents.
And where do you get these permits at then?
The municipal building would be at the clerk's office. Yes, sir. Any more public comment?
Hi, Mike Hinkle of Surfsville, New Jersey. I'd just like to clarify from the last meeting what went down. And I had a shot guy for macular edema, and my hearing stings. And I was under the understanding that we could talk about the disabled.
It was discussed, but that proposed amendment was not adopted at that meeting. So the issue was discussed, sir. It was.
It was.
It was discussed with the council. It wasn't ultimately put into the...
I wouldn't have let that happen if you voted, or I'm sort of in the middle here. I didn't invite my friends down here because of the weather this way it was. We know there was a snow emergency, and I'm not going to bring people 20, 30 miles to come in here to argue. I'm sort of taken aback by the whole thing now. First you tell me $25, and down the road we got 35 for the out-of-towners and 25 for the residents. Just like that. And it seems like you don't care. That's what it seems like. And then just like that, you don't have a disabled permit, you don't have a senior citizens permit. And then we got, all of a sudden, you asked me when does fishing season start? It's already started. It starts January 1st and runs to December 31st. There's no starting time on the river. Then all of a sudden, we're going from April to November, where guys pay for a permit for that time, and then we're going to have to pay by the hour for time after that. It's like double dipping, just to go fishing. Something just didn't seem right with me here today. And to hear this, I thought all that stuff was done. Now I hear this, and it's like, wait a minute. It's not calculated here, gentlemen. Thank you.
Is there anyone else? Okay, there being none, we can move forward with the second reading. Ordinance number 2008-06, the second and final reading with amendments, which is the ordinance of the Town of Phillipsburg, County of Warren, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 67, Vehicles and Traffic, Section 28, Parking Lots of the Town of Phillipsburg, New Jersey. That is ordinance number 2018-06, not 2018-06A.
So moved.
Second. Discussion? I did. Discussion? Roll call vote, Vicky?
Councilman Lutz?
Has to be open to the public.
Oh, I'm sorry. We can open this up for public discussion as well. There being none, roll call vote, Vicky?
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Councilman McVeigh?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Council Vice President DeGirolamo?
Yes.
Council President Colbert?
Yes, with the, I would just like to recommend to council that we, at one point in time, reconsider the seniors and veterans. That's all. Motion carries. Ordinance number 2018-07, an ordinance of the Town of Phillipsburg, County of Warren, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 67, Vehicles and Traffic, Section 28, Parking Lots of the Code of Phillipsburg in order to delete subsection 1 entitled Municipal Lots Payment Required. Motion?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. So it is open to the public? There being none, roll call vote, Vicky?
Councilman Lutz?
Yes.
Councilman McVeigh?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Council Vice President DeGirolamo?
Yes.
Council President Colbert?
Yes. Motion carries. Ordinance number 2018-08, an ordinance repealing Chapter 53, Ethics Code, and replaced with a new Chapter 53, Municipal Ethics Board of the Code of the Town of Phillipsburg. I need a motion. So moved.
Second.
Discussion for the public. God bless you. You're welcome.
Once again, now I don't know who I'm voting for, and this isn't going to decide who I'm going to vote for, but I would strongly encourage that you don't pass this because you have a very strong, quite neutral ethics law that uses out-of-town people as your ethics board, which is superior to having a local ethics board. It's just plain too personal. I hope 3 of you go against. That's all.
Thank you for your comment, Joe. Anyone else?
Since I didn't get a chance to finish.